Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to Skyrim 1080. I am your host. My name's Colin, and I'm also your DM for this evening. Welcome back to Skyrim 1080, which is set 10 years after the destruction or the death of Alduin, the World Eater. We're now following some new intrepid adventurers who have come to Skyrim and one old hat at it. They've been in Skyrim a little over a week now, entering across the border with the borders of Cyrodiil and Hammerfell. And they have come to the town of Falkreath and spent some time there, fought a spider, fought a Drogon, and then fought another Drogon, and gave a wolf a telling off. Battered and bruised, and they've earned some friends and maybe some enemies in Falkreath. And they're now set to head out on the road again. After Mouse had found an interesting note. It seemed to be the old book that's been traveling around Skyrim, an officer's guide to Skyrim given to Imperial officers. But on further inspection, which Mouse did while out in the woods, taking some quiet time, through noticing some misspellings and wrong punctuation, realized that it was a code that he knows and deciphered it into a letter that seems to indicate that there's something nefarious going on at Helgen. And he has said that this is obviously this is also the way, the most direct way to get to Whiterun. So we might as well go there and check it out at the same time. So I'd like to introduce our players at this time. And tonight we will go in the order of who was the youngest when they had their first drink. And we're talking about characters. So everybody roll. We'll roll for this.
Damn, I was 10, y'all.
Do we get to add our proficiency bonus? I rolled a 5.
Oh, jeez.
I rolled a 4.
Oh,
Must have been teething on some Nord meat or something at the ripe young age of 4.
No clean water where you were living, obviously.
Fuck, want to bring wine.
So
that's right.
We have
Never drink the stuff fish piss in it.
So we have Luke. Do we?
So yeah, hi everybody. This is Pat here. I am playing the Nord cleric Luke Icewalker, who is imagine him as the generic Nord prisoner when you start up Skyrim. He looks like that. He's a big strapping Nord, probably right about that age, in his 30s. He's a cleric of Kinnerath, who was, despite being a Nord, this is his first trip to Skyrim. He was raised in the Imperium. His parents fled into Cyrodiil with to escape some of the troubles before the Civil War, and he has only recently been guided by Kinnerath to return to Skyrim.
All right.
And I believe it was Mouse next, wasn't it?
Yes. Hello, everybody. This is Victor, playing Septimus Vulpin, otherwise known as Mouse, who was born in Cyrodiil, but moved shortly thereafter to live with his aunt in Whiterun Hold in Skyrim. His aunt was killed when he was in his early teens, and he spent the next number of years learning various skills, mostly on his own, but And he is now 24 and has decided that he wants to become a guide and has fallen in with these others after their first adventure. He met them in Falkreath.
Awesome. And I believe it was the young Botty, wasn't it?
Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew, playing the character Bati. Bati is a young and vivacious, sort of sarcastic, maybe even wood elf. Really interested in the history and any information she can get on the Dragonborn. Obsessed with the Dragonborn. Came to Skyrim 10 years after, on the 10th anniversary. Figured that's a good time. Stories are now cropping up all over the land of this legendary character. So it's time, as a bard, to come collect the stories and make a name for herself through the magic telling of tale and song. At the border, she came across a most noble Nord priest who she's agreed to latch onto him because it seems like he's got places to go. And along the way, met our kitty cat friend and a guide. So this will be our party as we roll out, and she tries to collect her stories about the Dragonborn.
And this is Ray. I'm playing a young Khajiit male. His name is Jaquai Chang. He's spent his entire life in the monastery in elsewhere, and is on a quest to find his brother. There was a message that was received by the monastery that someone was looking for Zarendar, and so there was some question about how his brother had gotten that name in Skyrim, and so Jaquai is set off in an effort to find his brother or information about his brother. He's been in the monastery all his life. His brother dropped him off there when he was very, very young, and he is quite accomplished in his order. And he joined up with the party just after crossing the border and having a little brush up with a hungry wolf. And we've been enjoying the company of the other travelers, but there is a urgency in Jaquai's mind at this point that we need to either the group needs to help him or he needs to go on his way, but he has to find information about his brother.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. So, last we left off, the party had just finished their conversation with Nenya, the steward of Falkreath Hold. A rather forgetful lady, but she seems to remember the names of her friends. And she sends you off with a little bit of a reward. And give me 1 second. Yeah. So, yeah, I send off reward. So you head out the west gate of Falkreath Hold. Heading off to head towards Helgen, and leading the way is young Mouse. Is there anything? What would you guys like to do?
Well, I'd like to look in the pouch and see what's in there.
Easy enough. You have a quick shifty in. Feel around you. His Luke's, sorry, I'm all ums and ahs starting off here. You find one amethyst, which is worth approximately 100 gold.
Nice.
And 2 tiger eye gems.
What are tiger eye gems?
You
Does
have a
anybody
look-
know?
Well, you have a look at them. They actually look very much like tiger's eyes. They're translucent brown gems with a golden center.
Body looks over at Jaquai and says, eh?
Racist.
Well,
Yeah, sing a song, Bard.
Mouse strokes his chin and says, I think I've heard of these being used in some alchemical potions, but I'm not sure.
No,
Maybe.
they're not realized. They're actual gems.
Yes. Yes. Understood. Any reactions, Mr. Our Nord priest friend? Do you have any?
I don't have any knowledge of this.
Okay.
Let's see. I can't remember if I have. I actually might have.
You do.
Let's see. I have a religion proficient. I have medicine, religion. I don't know if either of those.
Yeah, you have underneath your tools. Check your tools. You have a herbalism kit, which allows you to do basic alchemy.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, you would definitely instantly recognize that these are in no way a component for alchemy.
Oh, okay. They are not. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. All right. So I will relate that to the group. That these are, to my knowledge, not usable in any alchemical compounds.
Mouse looks a little crestfallen, but he's willing to accept that.
They're worth about 10 gold each.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
So,
All right, Luke, tuck those in the pouch and let's get rolling.
Yeah. There are places to be.
all right.
So Mouse, do you know this road? You know Falkreath very well. Do you know the road to Helgen?
Yes, I do. We need to head to the east from here, and the road will climb slightly as we head towards Helgen. I know it well.
Very well. Follow your lead.
And we need to make sure that we stay to the left fork. If we went out the west gate, then we're going to make a left and on that road and head up the hill, if I'm not mistaken, past the turnoff to Haldir's Cairn.
I'll play us a little song as we walk.
Yeah, that would be
Very
nice.
So in your experience, Matt, you know it's going to approximately take around 4 full days to get to Helgen. It's a bit of a trek and a bit of a walk.
I also know the area well, right? So I do know that there have been bandits along the road.
Yes, it's a notorious bandit stretch that they always seem to be targeting, especially you remember when the Khajiit traders used to come through Falkreath, would always complain of marauders attacking the caravan. But usually Khajiit scare them off. So seeing as you're helming and still leading, I will get you to make a perception check as you're leading the troop up the road. And unless there's anything in particular you wish to accomplish along the way, we'll just do this for the entire day.
That I want to accomplish? No, I just want to
Or
lead.
anybody.
Oh, okay. My perception on this one is 11.
So you're very businesslike, so you take them along the road all the way up to the top, and it reaches up and gets to the top. You get to the interchange and hang a left and start to make your way towards Helgen, heading out the. Yes, my mistake. You're heading east, right?
Yeah, going east.
Yeah, east. Yeah. So you're heading east towards Helgen. If I could have, I would say the two that would more than likely. Could I have Luke and Jaquai make perception checks?
Okay.
Walking along as you're sort of like, traveling along the road. You're just sort of like staring at the scenery and stuff like that. See if you're paying attention as you're following that mouse along as he's leading you along the road towards Helgen.
I got a 15. Fairly alert today. I've had my coffee, I guess.
18 for me.
18. So as you reach the interchange, you're getting towards the end of the day now to get to that turn off. You do look over to your left, and what was mostly just a mountainside up to your left that would probably take a couple of days travel out of your way to try and get to. Right at the very top, near where the cloud line, most of the day it's been obscured by cloud cover, and obviously the rain in Falkreath, because obviously it's raining. Everybody knows it's raining in Falkreath. You do see what's very far cut into the side of the mountain. Seems to be some Nordic ruins, and right at the edge of where probably these Nordic ruins would begin seems to be a very small fire. Both of you actually with a DC of 15, both of you see this. A very small fire just outside of what seems to be these Nord ruins built into the face of the mountain.
Can we tell? Is it a campfire or forest fire? Can we tell
it's
the nature?
Too far away. It's too far away. All you know is that you can see flame because it's starting to get a little bit dark. It's getting towards the end of the day now, but you can see there's just the flickering of light against the blackening of the sky because you're looking at it from the side. So you're heading east. You're looking north, and it's just there against the blackness of the sky, and it's just flickering away. It would be sort of like quite a few days, and then sort of like travel up the mountain to try and get there. But you can just see sort of like a fire going off against these northern ruins. It looks actually very pretty with the night sky.
Mouse sees you looking and says, "Priest, what do you see up there?"
And I presume with guidance between Jaquai and me, we can make Mouse. It should be obvious once we point it out.
Yeah, you know what it is. This is Shriekwind Bastion.
I was about to say that. Yeah, that's right.
You know that these are no ruins, but pretty much it's a nightmare to get to because it's so high up. So basically, you have to climb the mountain to try and get anywhere access. That fire is new though.
Yeah, Mouse knows of Shriekwind Bastion and tells the others that it's notorious as a home for bad things.
Bad things.
Bad things. Vampires and the like.
So you just pass along that, and you sort of like looking around for somewhere to camp. So, if who's going to set up camp?
Well, I'll start by walking the perimeter of where we're going to camp. We're camping right by the road.
That's up to you.
Yeah. Is everybody ready to camp? It's getting kind of late. Or do you want to go on into the night a little ways?
No, I think it's smart to make a camp.
All right, I'll walk over the perimeter around here about 15, 20 yards around while you guys set up camp. I'll just see if I find anything.
If you're all helping out to set up camp, let's see. Have Mouse roll a survival check with advantage.
Let's see. Just 10.
Is it 10 total? Is that total?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Right,
Mouse continues to roll well.
It's an okay sort of camp where he's found you guys to set up camp, but there is a couple of places that that would have been better. It would have kept the wind and the rain off you if you had to go at this cluster of trees. Right where you are, you're sort of like going to get rained on pretty much all night long. The rest of you are kind of thinking maybe somebody else should take over the setting up of camp the next time. So you spend the night. Is there anything you wish to accomplish during your night stay? Anyone?
I'd like
Nothing here.
Why is okay?
Nice. Could I get while you're standing out on watch? Could I get let's see, Jaquai, Botty, and Luke to roll a perception check? All three.
It goes to 11 in my case.
12.
11.
So you're having a look around. It's a very clear night. You do hear some howls in the distance and some grumblings and sounds of birds and bees and things like that. But nothing dangerous seems to cross your path at night as you're all keeping watch. You all wake up the next morning all fully refreshed and ready to head out the next day.
Okay.
Continue down the road then. We need to get a move on. We should walk as fast as we possibly can if we want to get Jaquai where he needs to go while still performing our mission here.
Agree.
Let's move out.
Okay. So, let's see. Have make 2 perception checks. Mouse?
2?
2, yeah, for the next 2 days.
Okay. Let's see. Perception. So, 24.
Oh, nice.
And, 15. So, and 15.
15. Yeah, 24, you keep an eye out for pretty much anything that's going to come your way, and nothing seems to, dangerously that's crossed your path. Again, you hear wolves and things like that. You do point out a couple of things, saying that's, there was a bandit camp over there. You can sort of it was a notorious ambush spot. But as you can see, somebody has come in and cleared all the wood away.
So we passed the ruins of the wooden bridge across the road, is what you're saying?
No, you haven't passed that yet.
Oh, okay, all right.
You're just coming up to that. That's on your next one. You're 15. So you get to the wooden bridge, and as you see it, it's now over looking, and it's starting to get looking really rickety. But as you've passed there a couple of times, you've managed to keep yourself hidden and away as you've been traveling through because you're traveling through on your own. But you're very wary of passing this point. But with your DC of 15, you'll be able to approach it far enough away to be able to tell that, as far as you can tell, there is absolutely nobody there. It seems to be bare, and none of the braziers are lit. And you sneak in a little closer, and what used to be traps in the side are completely empty.
Okay.
So you approach, and you tentatively tell the others to follow you in, getting closer, and then you get closer and closer, eventually walk right up to it, and there's nobody there.
Yeah, Mouse turns around and says there used to be rock traps here that they would dump on unwary travelers, and but they seem to be empty. So,
Audie scratches down a few notes in a notebook.
And Mouse also says, if I remember correctly, there's a path to the right as well. There used to be a camp up there, but I don't know if there still is.
You see, you decide that this is the place to camp down for the night, so you camp down there for the next night. And then you're leading off, and this is into the next day. You're probably going to get into getting close to Helgen. So by the end of the next day, probably be able to make it there. If I could have you roll an intelligence check for me, please. Yeah, seeing as you're the only one who would know there, you'd know the layout is just going to be you, Mouse.
Let's see. That would be 14.
14. 40. You do remember from previous times that you've walked up this road to be able to get to various places, that as you're heading up or walking up towards Helgen, you are walking up towards it. So as you approach it, anybody that's inside Helgen is going to be able to see you coming from a mile off. And you reading that note, if you, as it is sort of like, you suspect there might be bandits or there might be some people of nefarious things. Approaching it directly from the road might not be the best idea. You do know that if you go off to the right, you could probably circle up and get above it on the mountainside and be able to look down into Helgen itself before heading in there.
I think, okay. All right, then I will relay that to the others and suggest that we climb to the right and see if we can get above Helgen unseen.
So this is the end of the 4th day, right?
Yes, you're now approaching, and it's now getting pretty late. The moon is out, but the sun hasn't completely gone down, so it's kind of like a twilight. It's bright enough that you'll be able to see it. So you start to get up there towards the side, and he passes on that from the note. He's kind of sort of like get this sneaking suspicion that somebody might be occupying Helgen. And you might want to be worried about what's in there. It might also be the cause of the source of the Skyrim of the skooma that Nenya has been talking about. That's been happening in Falkreath. He actually No, we'll just leave it there. So he tells you all about what he read in the note. Again, about sort of like apparently some bandits in there have set up camp in there, and they might have a child or a young man hostage in there or something like that. You're not particularly sure.
Okay. So are we going to climb in the cover of darkness, gentlemen and ladies?
You want to send some people up above and then have other people scout out below?
Well, I think Mouse is quite ready to climb. Perhaps Shakwai, who can see better in the dark as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's stick.
And we should stay together.
All right, let's go.
That seems prudent.
All right.
So can we do a bit of very minor retcon and presume that at some point over the past 4 days we've gotten Mouse to kind of let us know what the current status of Helgen is, and Body to give us a little bit of the Dragonborn related history, so that the Skyrim in-game knowledge is sort of, now we all kind of have the Skyrim in-game knowledge at some level. Is that reasonable?
Yeah. I mean, it's told that it's a ruin keeper was. And even you would have heard the story when the dragons arrived, that they arrived and literally destroyed a town. And walking, all three of you, would be of no surprise to you, walking up through the Empire, walking alongside the roads and seeing completely ruined keeps. It's everywhere you go in Cyrodiil. Walking up through Cyrodiil, every time you come to, like, there used to be loads of castles at every corner all across, but now they've just like dilapidated and sort of like, left to their own devices. And some of them house evil spirits, and some of them house bandits and goblins and things like that. So it's not unknown for a keep to fall into disrepair, and then the hold or as in the sort of like the area down in Cyrodiil, just to leave it and leave it to rot without trying to keep the upkeep of it. So you're not too surprised that this has happened. But
my only specific question, and just to confirm, it sounds like there's been no effort to rebuild Helgen.
No.
It's consistent with what we saw in the Empire.
Yes, and in the last episode, Mouse did relay to you that it had become a notorious hideout or sort of like home for bandits, necromancers, pretty much anybody of nefarious means to sort of like occupy Helgen and try and work out of there. And a couple of times the town guard went in there to clear them out, but apparently the Dragonborn went in there, has been in there a few times, and because his story started there, it holds place in very high regard. And there's a rumor going around that if anybody who does occupy Helgen, for nefarious purposes, not just going there to pay their respects or anything like that, will be met with a fate worse than death. It was in the letter saying, quoting, that they will have their soul wrenched from their body and sent to oblivion.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So,
right.
As you were heading up to the right-hand side, it takes you about a half a day to try and get up high enough. And then as you get there, you come towards the end of the day. You're looking down at Helgen. It's kind of like darkly lit. And if we could have everybody move to roll 20, please.
Okay.
On the way up, Body is annoyingly telling everyone who already obviously knows all this that, this is the Dragonborn ever came into. This is where the Dragonborn first came into Skyrim. Everyone, this is where his adventure starts. And the people are all around him are annoying. Let's say, shut the fuck! We're trying to get up the mountain here, man.
So, you guys have approached from here, and this is the little turn off here that is you've decided to head up the side of the mountain, so you're not seeing approaching from these guard towers, and you eventually make your way up to about here.
Okay.
Give me a second.
This is kind of rotated.
Little.
So, this is obviously north.
Yeah.
So you have sort of like Riverwood over this way, and then you have Falkreath down that way, and then this way is out the road out to Riften. One second.
The Pale Pass.
Yeah.
So you have come up here, and as you get there, can I have see who's keeping an eye on who wants to have a look out over Helga to see what they can see?
Well, if it's getting dark, I think I would ask Mouse would look at Shaquai and say, "Can you see anything?"
Yeah.
So, roll a perception check, please, Jaquai.
So that would be 18.
Nice.
So from this tower here, you can see from about here, you're here, and in this tower here, you can actually see a little bit of smoke. A very tiny amount, but a little bit of smoke coming out from the top of this tower here. And what did you roll again?
18.
18. Okay. And over... Give me 1 second so I can open up more of the map, yeah? 18. Over the top of Helgen, right at the very back, you just seen something in this area here. Just like a piece of metal just after glimmering off the moonlight. You're not 100% sure what it was, but something like it was an instant sort of gleam. It could have been sort of like off a stone or something like that, but it seemed to be very quick. Something gleamed off a piece of metal and then moved. It disappeared.
So a mouse would look at Jaquai and say, "Do you see anything near the gate that we avoided? The gate at the end of the road that we were coming up. Is there anybody in near that gate?"
There was nobody there.
Okay. Well, then I would, if we want to get in, I would suggest that's the best way, unless we can find a way to climb over the wall. But if we can unlock that gate, if it's locked, in fact.
But this one here, you've traveled through before. There is no gate here. It's just like a smashed down wall.
Ah. Well, Mouse has forgotten that. I wonder what else Mouse has forgotten about the layout of Helgen. It's been a long time since he's been through.
Yeah, you've bypassed it.
Yeah. Bad memories.
Yeah.
So how much does Mouse remember of the interior?
The only thing about Helgen is that it was the easiest, quickest way to travel towards the Rift, heading that way towards Riften. And so you wouldn't have to circle all the way around the ass end of nowhere and then come up by the lake to go head off to Whiterun. This was the quickest way. So you just had to know that just to get in and get out quickly. So here there is no gate. There's a gate here, which every time you've been through in the past, there's been nobody here and they've always been open. And there's a gate here, which again have always been unlocked and open every time you've come through.
Okay.
Here, there's just a hole in the wall.
Yes. Okay. Well, gentlemen, how do you feel about going in under cover of darkness?
That works for me.
Well, I'll be navigating by moonlight. My concern is that in my inability to navigate in the moonlight may cause us to be given away if we're trying to move stealthily.
I will hold on to Jaquai's tail.
You can see in the dark as well as he can.
It's just
He,
fun.
on the other hand, got nothing.
You could try taking some of those.
Well, you can hold on to Body's tail.
Don't get fresh.
She's not that kind of girl. Or maybe I should say I'm not that kind of priest.
Okay, that's probably more like it.
Well, Mouse knows a little bit to and is fairly stealthy, so
Excuse me?
lead off at least until the gate, until we can get to the or the hole in the wall, as it were. So shall we head down that way?
Let's do it.
Oh,
All right.
I'll do my best to navigate.
So
I'll definitely bring up the rear.
heading down this way towards this entrance here.
Yes, that seems to be the closest entrance.
Well, I'd like everybody to roll stealth, please, including Luke with disadvantage, please.
Whoa! I rolled a 2.
Yes, well, Mouse rolled a 1.
Oh, I got a 3.
I feel kind of bad. I've got 18.
Well, of course, you're a cat.
Yeah.
So, on your way in, you pass by some trees. And as you get here, Pat walks up and manages to kick one of the log and fall flat on his face, straight into his shield, go bang. And Mouse, seeing this, turns around and goes, for God's sake, can't you be? And then clicks on, trips on a piece of wood, falls on his back, and slides all the way down the bottom of the hill. Screaming as he goes all the way down to the bottom here.
Ouch.
Let's see.
And I scowl at you guys from the entrance at the wall.
Let's see. Can I have Jaquai, can you roll a perception check for me?
14.
Okey-doke. So, you haven't realized anybody is moving towards you yet. So you are just you're heading, and you're just about there at the moment. So, what would you like to do?
I'll continue moving in.
Mouse is going to stand up and dust himself off and look furtively around, crouch down. Look back at Luke, whisper, "Are you okay?"
Only my pride is harmed.
So you guys make it down to the bottom of the mountain hour noisily, and you all meet up with Jaquai and Butty, who are here shaking their heads at the stupid humans.
Told you I couldn't see in the dark.
And you get in here and see. Yes, not there. Oh, from there. Okay, I would like everybody to roll initiative, please.
13.
So, as anybody, so roll a d20, add your dexterity modifier, and Botty, you can add an extra 1 to that as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I had a 16 then.
So, do we have anybody who's got 25 to 30? I don't think anybody can get 25 to 30 yet, but just in case.
No.
20 to 25?
No.
So 15 to 20.
Yes.
Okay, so what did you got? You got 16, Mouse. What did you get, Botty?
19.
19, so it's Botty first. And then it's Mouse. And so we got a 10 to 15.
I'm at 12.
Okay, so that is Jaquai. And we have Luke. Okay, and I'm going to roll.
I forgot my dicks. I actually had a 4 if it matters. If the bad guys roll a 3, but I forgot my massive dexterity bonus.
So, he's going to roll d6. Okay. So, what was your marching order? I'm assuming from the way it was talking, it was Jaquai, Botty, then Mouse and Luke. But is anybody saying that they were going in any different order?
Well, by the time everybody ended up falling down the hill, Mouse was in front everybody except Jaquai, right? So I don't know if we have resumed our marching order. Mouse was originally in front.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the back.
Yeah.
Okay, back. So, who went through the gate first? Was it you, Jaquai?
Yes. And I'll stay in front.
Okay, so, well,
Because
I'm
it's dark.
afraid.
He doesn't want to trip over anyone.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. As you stand there, as you just step through the gate, looking back, sort of like, wiggling your nose at these two the two humans who just came through the gate, an arrow whistles right past your head and hits the wall just behind you. So you've come through this hole here, just through the gate here, and an arrow has just impacted this wall right there. And look over, and you see a bandit has just stepped out of this tower's door right here and is looking straight at you. Since everybody here was surprised... Actually, no. Wait. It's top down. So, no, that's tall enough. So... And that is a 6. So that doesn't hit either. Another arrow hits this wall here, coming from this direction here.
Mm-hmm.
So... and... Seeing as you guys didn't see that they were there, you were surprised. So they had a surprise round against you, but missed both times. So now they get to go. It's now back to this start of combat round. So first up is Botty. So as you're coming in, you're following... is it Mouse? You're following Jaquai through. You see an arrow fly right past in front of him and impact this wall here. You're barely missing him. And then another arrow coming from this direction, straight down, impacting this wall there, just narrowly missing you. What would you like to do?
Is there any sort of grid pattern so I can tell how far this courtyard is?
No, we're just doing this as basic. So you're probably looking around about 150 yards to probably about 100 yards. Sorry.
All right, that's a long.
Is there cover to dive under?
Wagon. I was going to say, is there a wagon to duck behind or anything close by? Can I
You've got some rubble right here. Your first time noticing, there is some knocked over and some rubble of rocks and things like this. But this rock here appears to be melted. So there's destroyed rocks and stone and bits of wood, and then some stone has been melted on top of it, and you managed to get in what you think may be some cover here.
Okay, yeah, I'll duck for cover.
Okay, did you want to attack or do anything?
Yeah, I'll pull out my bow and return fire to see, I guess it would be this tower to the east.
T-Duck.
Which tower now?
This one here, yes?
Okay. That's more the south.
South, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do you want to... Yeah, so roll a d20.
Okay, hold on.
And add your dexterity and proficiency. So that's plus 5, I believe.
17 plus...
That definitely hits.
3.
Yeah, that definitely hits. So roll a d6.
Sir? Oh, no, 1.
Yeah, so that's 1 plus 3. So that's 4 damage. And that's 4 minus 4 to that guy. And next up, is there anything else you'd want to do? You have an inspiration as a bonus action. Or a healing word. I don't think you're going to need that yet. Is there anything else?
I'll inspire. I will. Gosh. I won't. No, never mind. Sorry.
Okay. So next up is Mouse.
Okay, well, Mouse is going to step as close to cover as he can while still keeping this attacker in view and draw his short bow. And he's also going to go tech here, and since he's been rolling so poorly, the real dice. I have not done this before. Pardon me, folks. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to roll using Roll20 here. And I have to. Well, I can add that later. So how do I apologize. How do I do this? I hit slash
roll.
That's
slash roll D20 slash roll space D20.
Slash.
Don't you just have a little cute dice roller?
Yeah, just to the left. You know the work tool.
Oh, right there. Okay, I apologize. I didn't know that.
So you've rolled a 7, and you. What's your dexterity modifier? Is it +3?
Yeah, so it's +5. So it's a 12.
The 12. I'm afraid that just misses. So again, to you sending an arrow back his way, he managed to duck back inside the tower, just out of the way, and the arrow flies right by, banging into the back of the tower.
All right. So as his bonus action, Mouse is going to try to find quick cover that will also cover him from the tower to the north, which he remembers was also a source of an arrow.
Looking at it, your best option to hide will be back here, out the way you came.
All right. So
you run out back of there.
I'll step just into the archway there.
Okey-doke. So, next up is the bandits again. So they got a surprise round. Now it's their actual turn. So the one in the tower now attacks, and that is a 13. And Jaquai, your armor class is like 16, isn't it?
17.
17, yeah. So again, he tries to shoot the arrow at you because you haven't moved yet. You seem to be a bit startled or a bit annoyed at these two arrows flung in your direction. He again sort of misses you. It just sails past your ear. And then the guy from behind, another tower who can just see over, and he's sort of kind of trying to aim into the bunch of you. So he's going to roll, and that's another 10. So again, that's another miss. And next up would be Jaquai. Jaquai, you move out just to about here, and you can see eyes on this guy here at the top of the tower, and he's just leaning over and he's looking down at you in there.
All right. Well, it's too far for me, even with my longer run.
Can you roll a perception check for me, please?
I can. 8.
8. Well, you're pulling it back and you're sort of trying to see. I mean, even though you do have dark vision, it is very dark. And as what you do hear is that you hear this arrow flying out of nowhere come right across the top of the tower and hit the bandit in the tower. You don't know where this arrow came from. You don't know who's done it, and it's just nailed this bandit right in the side. Screams out in pain.
And that's the bandit in the tower to the south?
No, sorry, that's the bandit in the tower to the north.
Ah, okay.
And so you have Now you have the guy in the one in the south. You should be able to get to, but you'd have to spend a key point to get to him. But you should be able to get to him in the next round.
With Step of the Wind?
Yeah, but whether you want to spend that now is up to you.
Yeah, it's a little bit early. I think at this point I am going to go back out and position myself for an attack on somebody that comes after us rather than trying to rush in. Because at this point I still don't know if there's more bandits inside the tower with only one of them shooting arrows.
Yeah, so what would you like to do?
I'm going to head back out the hole of the wall and go to the right, taking cover behind the broken down guard tower.
Mouse looks at the bandit who's yelling in pain and turns to Luke and says, a mysterious stranger.
Yeah. That's
So the flash of the glint of metal that I saw on the other ridge seems to be someone who is also interested in taking out bandits.
You can interpret it that way, yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I missed that we saw that. Okay, all right. That's that's somewhat helpful. I didn't realize. Okay, yeah. That's good to know.
So after that is Luke.
So we are. You said 100 yards away, roughly, from each tower.
Yes, this one here is. This guy is looking down, and this area here is heavily obstructed. You could probably try and break through, but having a look at here, there doesn't seem to be any way of getting up in this tower. You do notice that there's a ladder back here, but to get down the tower, but there doesn't seem to be any ladder here that you can see of getting in.
Okay, and then the other. So the two people that are attacking us are in the north tower there and the south tower there.
Yes, he's down on the ground actually, just here, just at the end.
This guy's on the ground.
Yes, he's come out through the front.
Oh, that's different. Okay, I didn't want to run headlong into a tower, but okay. So what are the? So we can move. So 100 yards, so movement, that's 300 feet. What's the rule
100
for...
100 feet. Sorry, not 100 yards. 100 feet. So
well, that's all the difference in the world. Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to throw a spell at that mofo. Okay, let's see here. Let me get my spell. Let's see. This is a ranged spell attack. So let's see. So that is spell attack. Okay, D20. Okay, there we go. I am proficient. Oh, almost rolled it. It rolled over to a 7. So that is a 13 on my ranged spell attack.
Oh no, 13 hits actually.
Ha! Thank God for crappy bandit armor. All right. So with a word, Luke points his holy symbol at the bandit and speaks a word of wrath and casts a guiding bolt at this guy, who will then take a pretty decent amount of radiant damage. He will take 12 points of radiant damage.
Oh yeah, he's dead. You just blast right through him and splatter him all to the insides. It wasn't even that hidden. The bolt of lightning just comes out of nowhere and lights up all the way, and actually see the whole thing. Jaquai and You and Botty see it. Jaquai and Moat and do not. So next up is now back to Botty's turn. So Botty, you are still currently here hiding behind, and you see a little way through here to try and get eyes on the bandit up here in this tower.
Sure, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, so you move up to here and you have a look, and you can actually see him there. So Mike, it's just beyond your range with your bow, so you're going to have to roll at disadvantage to try and hit him.
Well, let's do that anyway.
So roll two d20s, and
Take the lesser.
yeah.
11 and 16, so 11.
Yeah, I'm afraid that just misses.
Oh.
So...
Now I am vulnerable.
Well, you can move back. It didn't take all your movement to get there.
Good. I'll duck wherever's conveniently close.
Okay. And Mouse, would you like
yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, well, what would you like to do? It's your turn.
Yeah, so I'm in this archway here.
Yep.
And and how far is it to that opening that you were talking about? I don't see my little
Yeah,
circle.
you can just get there.
Okay, so I'm going to move to that opening, and go with the bow again.
Okay. So roll a d20.
And sorry, I'm going to try this. And that would be +5, so 23.
Wow, yeah, so you definitely hit. So roll for damage. It's a d8, I believe, for a short bow, isn't it? Or is it
No,
D6?
D6.
D6.
And D6.
1.
Yeah.
+3. So that's
+3, yeah.
4 damage.
4.
And with the damage, this guy's taken a lot of damage. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I think I'm just going to duck around behind, to the side of the wall here so he can't see me anymore.
So you're gonna...
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So as you're looking around, you're sort of like keeping an eye on him, sort of like, back and forth just to see what he's doing. It's then that you see another arrow go flying in and hit the bandit square in the throat. And he just and falls down dead.
Nice.
Not moving.
Can we tell where the arrow came from?
It came from this general
It did.
direction.
So Jaquai was correct. Okay. Or at least it seems he was.
So what would you like to do?
As a group?
Yes, what would you like to do? You're out of combat now, so you can move as freely as you want.
Can we pass through this this space here that we were shooting arrows through just a moment ago? Is that climbable?
You
Right
can
there,
do. Roll. Let's see, an acrobatics check, all of you. Actually, for you, it would be. I would say athletics. For you, you could probably hoof up onto the wall, Luke.
Okay.
Just with sheer strength, you could just pull yourself up.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Applying brute strength is much more my speed. So with that, I get let's see. It shouldn't matter. It's an 18, and if strength modifiers count, it's actually 22.
Right.
So, and for Mouse, it's 15 plus 5, so 20.
20. Okay, so is that everybody through? Did everybody get over a 10?
No,
Yeah, I got 24.
I got a 4.
Does anybody want to help Buddy get up? Yeah, I can say Luke.
I'll reach down and grab her by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah,
You
body
all
tripped over
managed-
the loot.
You manage to get over this side of the wall, and you start to approach, and you see a door on this side here. and you see a door at this keep here, and over in this direction, just to the right, just coming through this little gate after it took a bit of time to get over the wall. As you're coming through, do you want to describe what they see?
Ooh.
We've had a guest here in the
Whoops.
we've had a guest here in the chat.
guest
You want to describe what they see?
The guest was muted. I'm a Nord with my bow hanging up above.
Awesome.
Walking down towards the keep. Michael, did you get the link? Were you able to join that Roll20 link?
I didn't. Oh, is that what that? Okay, I just got that link now. I had just set up random as a 1 through 20, but I can do this as well. Don't actually have an account. I have random.org set up as 1 through 20, so I can actually generate through that.
So,
And it's a 2. So I rolled a 2.
No, do you have Roll20 up? Because we can see like a combat simulator. I sent you through, but I didn't know whether.
Oh, okay.
You're
Yeah, I just got it. I have to sign up for it and everything.
It has to sign up. All right, so it's okay. I can explain the map to you as we go.
Okay.
So you saw this bandit. You saw. Well, first of all, about 10 minutes earlier, you've been camped out of this for the past few days, hiding out from these bandits just above, and checking them out. And you then hear this almighty crash, what sounded like 50 or so pots and pans landing on the floor. Fire down, and you thought maybe there's a platoon of Imperial soldiers heading towards the keep or something like that. So you definitely heard something happening, and then you started seeing some movement with the bandits, and they started attacking these people that were coming through. You managed to see them from your vantage point, and they looked nothing like guards or who you could possibly be expecting to come through there. But it was these guys, and they're saying to start to attack the bandits. And they seemed... One of them was definitely wearing heavy armor, so you thought, well, maybe they can handle themselves. So you decided to throw your lot in, and this seems like your best chance of doing what you need to do. They have just stepped over the wall, and if you remember Helgen...
Yes.
You've got the door that you run through with Hadvar, and then you have the door that you run through with Rayloff.
Yes.
All four of them are standing roughly in between those two doors, so just at the edge of the keep. So they're looking at the Rayloff. They're probably standing more probably in front of the Halvar door, and not the Rayloff one. And you have come down from the top, and you're now looking directly at them. So it's hard to say. So imagine you came through the gate from where Riverwood is. You've walked up from there, that road, and then you've turned right, and you're looking at them as you're just looking at those two doors.
Okay.
And you see a young Khajiit, a man in heavy armor, a woman in leather armor, and a Khajiit in robes.
No Nords? Any Nords?
Yeah, the guy in heavy armor is a Nord.
Okay, he's the Nord. Okay.
Yeah, he is the generic Nord prisoner when you start up Skyrim. That's exactly what he looks like.
Ah, perfect.
And he's
You see a young,
30.
a young 20-something young man.
The only friendly face in the bunch.
Yeah.
So you approach them, and you all see him approach. He's got his bow out, and do you have any other description what he looks like? Sort of like his facial features or what his armor looks like or anything like that?
He's a longer-haired generic Nord, but he is wearing the typical heavy iron armor but it's quite worn and quite weather beaten from doing his general Kine search for Kine that he has been on.
So what would you guys like to do? You see this stranger that sort of like helps you out, taking out a bandit guard at the top of this tower.
Well, Mouse is going to step forward and hold out his hand and say, "Well met, thank you."
Now, Mouse is the
Imperial.
Imperial.
Young Imperial. He's a mid-20s Imperial.
Yes. Sorry, Hamming is turns his head.
And Luke, the Nord in heavy armor with a hammer in hand, but not raised, of course, and a shield bearing the holy symbol of Kinnerath, steps forward and says, "Well met.
Friend.
Thank you for your help."
Yes, it's good to see a friend.
We hope we can call ourselves a friend. We're four friends here. May we share names? I'm Luke.
I am Hamming.
And I'll nod to the party. Like, does the party introduce themselves, or?
Mouse is going to lower his hand and stare piercingly, with no expression on his face, at Hamming.
Do the pets have names?
And remain silent.
I see. Hope to befriend Hemming. There are no pets here. These are all equal, free citizens of the world.
Very well. Very well.
Okay. Thank you very much for listening. I think we're going to end our first episode there with a new surprise guest. Damn Google Hangout for not letting me have another Hangout open at the same time, so he knew what was going on. But yes, welcome to a stranger in the midst and kind of throwing a Nord among the kittens, as it were. Please join us next time on Skyrim 1080. Thank you. And thank you, Michael. Thank you for joining. That was awesome.
It was great.
Very nice.
Thank you for downloading this edition of Skyrim 10AD. Email the show at skyrim10ad@gmail.com. For more information, please visit asapodcasting.com, where you will find a Skyrim Addict podcast, the Fallout feed, and our Amazon link, which benefits the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Find our social media in the show notes. Thanks for listening.
Skyrim 1080 would like to thank Tabletop Audio for the use of their music in this podcast. If you would like to find more music like this, just go to tabletopaudio.com for more information. Thank you.